All right, we've made it to the graphical derivative questions. And again, chain rule. So much chain rule. All right, so first question we have is finding w prime of 2. So just like with our numeric representations, we're going to just figure out w, figure out our derivative first. So derivative of our outside function times our inside function's derivative. And then we are going to find w prime of 2, which is going to be g prime of 2 squared times 4. All right, so yes, the square is inside. We have to actually figure out what g prime of, we have to figure out what 2 squared is, which is 4. And then when we go to try to find g prime of 4, which we know is the slope of our line segment at x is equal to 4, we find out that there's sort of a, oops, we have a corner on our graph, right? And so the slope is not the same if we're coming from the left and coming from the right, which means that our function is not differentiable. So it turns out all of this was for naught. This does not exist. We cannot find this value. So D and E, not differentiable at that particular point. Since that was quick, let's do 16, our second question about this graph. Here we have a quotient, right? So we're going to need a quotient rule. There is that comma looking like a derivative, but it is just a comma, just very poorly placed. So let's go ahead and find our h prime of x. Low d high minus high d low all over low low. Okay, and then let's plug in our zeros. So again, something with the quotient rule I always find very annoying, so I'm just going to go ahead and put 0 sort of above everything. Boom. And we will go find all of those pieces. So h prime of 0, g of 0. Okay, well here we have 0 and 0. Let's go ahead and just find everything. We know we're going to need all the different pieces. So f is, I'm making sure, according to this, choop, 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 this is our f function, right? So let's go ahead and write down what we have for f. So for f of 0 is equal to 4. F prime of 0, our slope for this line is just a -1. And we'll do the same thing for g, which is our other graph. G of 0 is 5, and then our slope for g at 0 is +2. So now we have all the bits and pieces we need for this quotient rule evaluation. So g of 0 was 5, f prime of 0 was -1, f of 0 was 4, g prime was 2, and we had our 5 squared down here. So this is -5 minus 8 all over 25, which is -13 over 25. Boom, there's 16. So there is using our derivative rules with a graph. 15 actually was algebraic and graph, which is fun, and 16 was just straight up graphical rules for our derivative.